Hey everyone, looks like we're live on the stream. Please let me know if you can't hear me or anything like that. Obviously, you won't be able to hear me say that, but it is what it is. So I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes, see if others show up, and then we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to actually import reference images as well soon here. Yeah, welcome to the stream. Yes, we will be yeeting the default cube, so don't you worry about that. So let's go ahead. And looking, it's like not updating my analytics at the moment, so it does say I have 3 viewers. Let's go ahead and get started. Thank you all for joining. We're actually going to do 3D modeling today. Thanks for bearing with me with the other 2 streams on the reference images. Stuff had to get done, but it was good to actually just kind of test the stream anyway, so we'll actually get to some more fun stuff today. So let me go ahead and give me 1 second. I want to enable screencast keys. Do that. I think how to do that in Blender. It's been a minute. Sorry, I'm gonna have to Google this one. Give me a sec. And map data. Okay. Blender enables. Sorry guys, give me 1 sec. Looks like it's not built in. I thought it was, but I guess not. It should be very easy to pull this stuff. Real quick. Oops. Alright, we should be good now. Okay, I'm just gonna click enable. I gotta change the size as well. Might be a little too big. Bit better. Alright, cool. I think we're good then. So let me just go ahead and bring everything back into view. We'll just redo that. Alright, apologies. Sorry for that. So anyway, let's just start by yeeting everything on the scene here. We will re-add some of these components later, but we don't need it right now. I'm just going to go ahead and click A to select all, and you can press either X or the delete key, and then just confirm to delete it. So yeah, now I'm going to actually import the reference images I've made in the other 2 streams. The way it's going to work is we're going to flip to the orthographic views that we want them to go in. So I'm just going to click the numpad 1 key. I'll flip me in the front orthographic. And then in my file explorer, all you can do is just drag in the image like this. Yep, you got it. No more default cube. It's gone. Um, so funny thing you can do in Blender is you can actually create your own default file. So like when you open up Blender, like a customized one, and you could potentially make a customized one without like all the stuff in it. But there's no fun in that. Like I like to open Blender and just delete the default cube because that's just what you do. Um, anyway, so now I just pulled in the reference image right here, and we'll do it on both sides. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead, click on this data tab right here. We're gonna move the offset Y so it's right around the feet. Do the best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like it's pretty good right there. I'm just gonna also click on the opacity here. Let's make it 0.5, something along those lines. And then what you can do is you can hit Alt G to reset the location for the reference image. So now you should see it's appeared as expected. So I'm going to do the same thing on the side view. But first, I just have to keep in mind the offset Y is 0.04. When I plop in this one on side view, make that negative 0.04, and Alt G that as well. Then you should see we're in good shape there. Also going to set the opacity. Okay. So another thing I like to do is I like to go ahead and move these two into their own collection, which looks like it's already in here. So just on this side here, just going to rename this to reference. And what you can do is at the top here, like kind of where this filter icon is, select the one where it's like selectable. And then later on when we're working, we can actually just toggle the selectable on and off so you don't accidentally select a reference image. We still need to work on it, so I'm going to re-enable it. And what I want to do is actually scale the reference images. So I mentioned this in my video tutorials. You can't really scale, you can't measure this in meters. So we'll have to use a cube to do it. So I'm just going to hit Shift A, add mesh, and cube. That way. And then what I'm going to do is move the cube up kind of so the bottom's on the origin point. If you hold control, you can actually just snap it to the grid. Or if you want to do more easily, it's just GZ1 because the cube's 2 units tall. And then what I'm going to do here is we're going to go to this dimension Z, and we're going to measure basically how tall we want our character to be here. So the way I like to do it is, since this character I'm making, his name's Namco, is based kind of on younger me, 5'10" is roughly where we want the size to be. So pull up a quick calculator, make this easier. 5. And it looks like it's about 177 centimeters or so. You can kind of see that. So I'm just going to go ahead and plug in 1.77. And you should see, okay, see it didn't actually, okay, I want to move the origin point. I forgot to do that. So you click the cube, right click it, origin to 3D cursor, and then I can do 1.77 here. There we go. Now, just select both reference images and press S to scale it. Scale it roughly to like where the tip of his hair is. I can even do it so that the hair is like the little hanging part above it. I don't think that needs to necessarily count toward his height. It's really up to you. And once you're done, you just delete the cube. And now you get reference images. Let's go ahead, save this. And then we'll have to start making all of the faces and stuff like that too. So actually, let me clean up a little bit. This is the front, so it's close front. This is side. I'm going to disable the selection here, and then we'll hide that for now. So let's actually start making the face. Now, typically at this point, I would cheat and just steal from like other models I've made, but for the sake of for educational purposes, I'll do it from scratch here. So let me go ahead and do that. And apologies if I don't really use the exact same methods I do in the tutorial videos, but it shouldn't matter too much. So just going to zoom into the head a little bit. Press Shift A again, and I'm just going to get it a little. The cube plane doesn't really matter here. Click the cube, and then hit Tab to go into edit mode, and just merge the center. Conversely, if you have the extra objects enabled, you can actually find the single vert option here. This is a bit quicker, but I don't mind doing it manually here. And I want to add a mirror modifier. Now I want to move the vertex in edit mode to about like where the chin is, kind of like right around here. I'm going to enable clipping real quick. Somewhere like around here. And when you try to extrude, the clipping is going to cause problems, so we're just going to disable it for now. And then we're going to make a loop around the mouth, and then we'll kind of extrude it out and in as well to make the rest of the mouth. So the way I would do is kind of make like press the E key to extrude a vertex from the one we have, kind of like this. Wanted to do this many. And then on this one, I'm going for clipping. Get kind of something along these lines. So this is 7 verts. You can see down here. And then all I'm going to really do at this point is we're just going to make the inside and outside loops of the mouth. One thing I did forget to do is at the subdivision surface, so let me do that. Yeah, feel free to ask any questions while I go through this. I won't necessarily explain like every little detail on the stream, but I can certainly elaborate more if need be. So for a subdivision surface, it's a good idea to just leave it at 1. I've tried it at 2 before. What happens is if I leave it at 2, then I just have way too many polygons on the resulting model when I finish it. So I just like to keep it at 1. And it's good to have at least one subdivision. It just makes it easier so you can model with less vertices but still have a fairly smooth shape. That's kind of where we're going here. And then, yeah, so let's go ahead and make outside, press E and S to scale out, make like an outside loop like this. I'm going to pull it up to like where the nose would be. And I can just kind of like shape this. Doesn't have to be perfect. And do the same thing. Hit Alt and click. Once you click an edge loop, that's connected. E and S, shrink down a little bit. And we'll shape the mouth much closer here. I might have to refer to some of my previous work just while we do this because I don't think I want to remember everything perfectly. We'll do the best I can. And then you just kind of get roughly shaped like this. I'll move this in a little bit as well. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Most of the time, we're adjusting anyway. Sometimes I kind of do it out of habit. Okay. I think I could actually make this a bit smaller. I'll do that. Then I can scale this one up like that so that there's, when we do the nose. And then we're going to move another one up to about where the eye is, like this. And one to the top of the eye, something like that. I'm going to take this, scale it up, extrude out another time, kind of past the eye. And then we got something like that. I'm going to make an eye loop. You can do an E and S to extrude scale, or you can do the inset tool and just kind of make a little rectangle inside. Do it there. Let me try E and S. There we go. And I want to make, with Control R, loop cuts on both sides in the middle here. I want to delete the center vertex. Then we can shape eye. If you press the Z key, you can go into wireframe mode. It's like a kind of a shortcut for that. We're just going to kind of mold this shape in the shape of the eye. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. We'll be tweaking this anyway. As well. Yeah, let me move this down a little bit as well. There we go. Better. Yeah, then you can see here, kind of get like the eye shape now. All right. Look at that. Let me slide this one down a little bit as well. I remember, I think I want one more cut here. Either way, it should be fine. And what we're going to do is we're going to make the extrusion for the nose. Actually, you know what? I want to actually remove. I'll remove this. Just dissolve it. We'll do it this way. It's like the face. Then extrude it this way to make the nose. And we'll just add the edge loops back in later. Okay. So I'm also going to click in object mode and shade smooth it. So it's just a little bit cleaner to look at. We'll go back. So I want to get the shape of the face on the right side. So I'm just going to select everything and kind of move to line up with about the chin area. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then we're going to select the eye. Move that kind of back as well. This part. Just like these 5 and pull them back as well. And we'll just have to kind of rotate this 15 degrees or so. And then we'll just kind of move it to line up with the reference. thing that's a little bit strange here is actually that somehow, somewhere in my reference went a little bit wrong. The shape of the eye. So this is still pretty wide. So I'll just have to kind of tweak it until it feels good. And I'll use the front as a bit of a better guide. And then with this piece, I could just kind of move that back a little bit. I want it a bit more like facing the top like that. We would, of course, do where middle to kind of adjust that as well. Got like other, then shape the nose up a little bit as well. I'm just going to also do the same thing, make 2 cuts. Go in X-ray mode as well. I'm just going to keep this out. It's a little large here. That's okay. We'll fix it. And yeah, we want to smooth this out as well. Scale it and move it in like that. Or use the smooth vertices tool, which is actually what I'll do. Smooth it like that. Well, I'll actually move this in for 2. And we can just adjust the shape a bit more to our liking. Yeah. And then for the mouth, we're going to do kind of a similar thing where take 2 at a time and kind of move them toward the front of the reference here. And move this in the back here, kind of past that. And here. We're going to move these a bit closer back this way. That was a bit wonky. Oh, I think I moved the wrong ones here. Give me a sec. Made an error somewhere here. Yeah, if something like this happens, you could just kind of correct it a little bit. I'll just move it back again. And we're just gonna move that out to make the other part of the mouth a little bit. Gotta figure out what did I do here. Better. use the smooth tool again to just kind of smooth the location of all this stuff. Do that a little bit. Like that. Master B. And it looks like, yeah, it looks like I had some sort of issue on my reference sheet. The mouth got a little bit misaligned, but that's okay. We can use it the way it is. Now I'm just going to move like this part of the model. Go. Got So I'm actually, in this case, I'm actually going to move the mouth a little bit more inside to kind of form this lip shape here. Do the same thing with on this side. Now if we look at it, it looks a little bit better. Just go ahead and make sure that right here. Oops, a little bit. And we have a mouth. And you can see his side of the face is pretty much lined up, good to go. Just move this part of the eye a little bit more like right here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is, now that we have kind of like this setup going, is we can actually like start filling in pieces here. So just go ahead and click these two vertices and extrude it out, and then you can actually, what's going on? I have to fill in these two faces. Oh, it's not right. Okay, now wrong ones. Okay, that's my bad. One way we could do this is just fill these two over here and then use Control R to cut it in half. And then just select these two, press F twice, and I'll fill that face. And we can repeat the process in a similar fashion down this way. And I'm going to move this a little bit to kind of like a cheekbone. Yep, that. And we want to also shape this a bit better. Okay. Also going to extrude once from the top this, and we'll just kind of shape this to be more this. It should be flatter. We can make adjustments when we're done. Now let me just kind of get this. Okay. Now let's just take this whole outside edge here, and extrude it, scale it out a little bit. So it's kind of lined up, and then we'll have to line it up with the chin. I'm not going to make the chin as pronounced as it is on the reference image. I'll use a little bit of liberties to fix that. And then we'll do one more time. Something like that. Same kind of idea. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these pairs of edges here and just kind of line them up with the head on the front view. A little bit nicer. Okay, so it does look a little bit funky. Okay, one thing you can see here is that it looks like there's might be an issue with my reference image. It's actually not even. But that's fine. I'll just have to. What I'll do then is I'll just kind of try to. Okay, so like scale going X to make it kind of in between the two. A little bit better. Also going to move some of these more toward the tip, just the shape appropriate. And look in here. All right. Yeah, it does seem very oddly pointy. But it is shape. I think I could fix it by doing this around this side. That look a little bit better. Still pretty pointy, but that's what it is. Yeah, it's a little better. Sometimes the reference isn't going to be a perfect representation of what you want to make. Just have to do the best you can to shape it that way you want. And it's just a matter of adjustments as well. And let's just go ahead and do the last one. It goes in like this, toward the ear. Okay, and then we can go ahead and make the other parts. So what we have to do now is kind of move this in toward the neck area here. Shape the neck out as well. Shape this around the ear. So it's a little bit tedious, but it's not too bad once you get used to it a bit. And yeah, we can make the neck fairly straightforward from this point. I'm also going to raise this up. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Just kind of shape this to. Yep. Good. There we go. Now what you can do is just take this whole end here and screw it out to the end, and then we can make the back of the head this way as well. Do like one of these things. And we'll pick a cut in the middle. And then you can kill these vertices to make the neck area. Might have to do one more. This neck is so wide. Yeah, that's better. Okay, yeah, and we'll use this hole to make the neck. Extrude downwards a little bit. Kind of follow. Oops, don't want to do a C0. Kind of scale it that way, rotate a little bit. Do one more extrusion, kind of scaled out. There we go. And then now, go ahead and complete the back of the head. The way I like to do this is I like to do all of them but like the last here. And if you kind of turn this here, you can just hit extrude and just clip it with the clipping modifier. Like that. And then if you select the edge right here, you press the F key repeatedly. Fill them. But there's something went wrong here. Okay, so this is what happened. So I want to do a little bit of something here. So you can see there's one vertice here, one, and then so these are even, and this is a total of 8. However, we don't really need this one right here, so I'm just going to dissolve the edges. I'll just kind of slide this over a little bit. And we'll also want to get rid of one of them here, but we don't want to get rid of all of our hard work up here. So what we can do is we can actually use, kind of hard to see this way. Let's see if I can actually do this here. We'll make a cut here with the knife tool down to the one here. Yes, this creates a triangle. That's not too bad here. I think it's perfectly acceptable. And then just dissolve the edge. I'll just turn that view off. See again what we're doing. So now we should have even edges here. Now we can go ahead and just make one more loop cut over here, and then we can close faces. And then we'll just kind of clean this up a little bit. I'm just going to make this smooth a few times. Oops. Run on X-ray and go ahead and move a little bit. Kind of fix the contours. A little bit. Yeah, fix that a little bit. Just flatten the head out up here a little bit, move that as well. That looks pretty good. Let me flatten this out again as well. Rotate it. Work it. The shape's still pretty decent. I'll rotate And sometimes what's going to happen is when you add like new vertices and faces, it's going to sometimes see, notice how it's a little bit weird right here. That's not a big deal. That's just like sometimes when you add new faces, the normals are flipped in the wrong direction. And the normals just kind of tell it where, um, which way the faces are facing. So if I put this guide on, you can see some of these are facing out and some of them are facing inside. The way you fix that is just select the whole thing, go to mesh, normals, recalculate outside, and it should be good now. I'll just remove the visual aid. And it also didn't do it shade smooth, so I can just go back to object mode and apply that again. Now we have semblance of a head. If I want to make sure the mouth does look kind of large, so I'm going to actually shrink it a little bit better. Give him a little bit of smile as well. Yeah, make sure this is all good. Okay. And we'll dip this in a little bit as well. And yeah, we got more or less a head now. Looks okay. If I had a reference, it looks pretty alright. We'll work with this. The reference hidden. I'm just gonna kind of boot. Oh, get out of here as well. I want to move the chin in a little bit as well. This as well. Yeah, and I think the problem I see here looks a little bit strange. So I'm just going to take the mouth part inside a little bit, giving the underbite better. Yeah. Just a little bit too. There we go. Move this in a little bit too. And we can play around with it. Not quite the look I'm going for with the mouth, but it works. And then I'll just have to clean it up later. Oops. And I think what I did, might not want to overthink this too much, but yeah. Clean up the back as well. The back looks like, yeah, we'll move this in a little bit. That thing with this edge here. back of the head's not going to matter all that much. It might be a bit more prevalent on male characters, especially bald ones. But here it's not going to make that much of a difference once we actually have the hair. There now. Now I'm also going to go ahead and just add the edge crease here. Going up to the ear. Got that. And if you wanted to make an ear as well, it's pretty easy to do. Here, pull my reference back in. What I'd like to do is kind of like inset these two. Or inset these faces here. I think it's probably going to be these 6. But yeah. It'll actually just kind of I can go ahead. See, I made a little bit of a opening here. Nothing fancy. Not gonna make a fancy here really. Go ahead and extrude this out and move it. And this loop right here, I'm also going to just crease that as well. And kind of shrink it in a bit. Here, go to the top here, rotate this a little bit, kind of put it to the side, and then extrude one more time, get in, scale a little bit, and let's go ahead and fill it up. Actually, if you wanted to, is just make a cut from here to here. That way you can actually like move these out a little bit. Or scales. And what I'm going to do is just grab parts of the ears and just kind of model it like this. Again, not too fancy. And we can also get that. we go. We have a semblance of a head. So that's what we got so far. Let me look at the head shape. A little bit wide. Yeah, something does feel a little bit off on it. Okay, we'll go ahead and adjust this. Or check back a bit. Alright. We'll mess with it more with the eye and mouth sockets. Alright. Click on. So yeah, we'll go ahead and make the eyes, the mouth sockets here. Just gonna kind of do similar thing here. Just gonna extrude this out a little bit, scale it up a little bit. Do it again. The middle one I can scale up a bit more. Should be able to see kind of like a. There we go. Normally I just fill it like that. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. But I find it's usually not a problem. Typically. So if you really wanted to, you can just kind of press F repeatedly, fill in the faces that way. And what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to, this eye loop right here, hit Shift E to make a crease. And I'm also going to hit U mark scene for later when we unwrap this, so we can make the back of the eye white. Then okay for now. The mouth loop, we're going to do a very similar thing. So the mouth loop, I want to actually just kind of go in just a tiny bit like this. And then, oh, actually, I'll go in a little bit further like this. We'll just say SY0 as well to kind of flatten it out that way. And I'm going to manually move these up. We can scale this a little bit as well. There we go. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make a loop like this. And I'm going to also edge crease that. And also mark it as a seam. And then we're going to shrink this down. Z0, just about 0. And then smooth it a little bit. Actually, kind of hard to tell. We want these to be kind of at 0. That's a little bit better. Go ahead and creased parts. I don't think this matters that much. And then I'm just gonna close the mouth socket. So, in this case, it might actually help to have this a bit wider. Actually, you can pull it out a bit further if we want to as well. And there's. Now we can actually like, make some adjustments to the head a bit. We put this in wireframe mode. Well, it's kind of like kind of look at the nose as well. And we can use sculpt mode to go ahead and just go ahead and grab brush tool, press F to change the size. Make some tweaks here and change some values a little bit. A little bit, kind of like that. And you can make adjustments. So it looks good. Well, like if I want to widen the eyes a little bit, I can do that as well. Make it a bit wider. Make it more of a smile here. A little bit better. And then if you wanted to do anything else there, this looks pretty serviceable right now, so I'm going to leave it as is. And there's a head. So at this point, we've more or less gotten the head done. Any questions so far? We're about an hour into the stream. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and we'll work on the body, just kind of the base body, and then we'll call it a night. And then we can tackle some of the other parts like the hair and the clothing in a different stream. How are we doing so far? All right. Let's go ahead. We'll work with the front reference mostly here. Yeah, for some reason, when the reference was added, I think it was a mistake made in the image editing program because I had to like manually mirror it again. The one side's a bit out more than the other. So I'm actually going to cheat here a little bit. I'm just going to update the front reference. Just going to move it more center. Yeah. That's good enough. Yeah, I can deselect that. Now when I do the body, go ahead and scale the neck a bit. And we're going to go ahead and just take the torso part and extrude down a little bit. Kind of just the waist for now. And I'll just do another cut kind of like around where the armpit is. And then make a couple, shape this out a little bit. to do is extrude this part out. I'll just delete the faces for now. I'll just select, yep, that. I'll extrude it out to about where the shoulders are. And make it a little bit more cuts as well to work with. And slide this down, yeah. Oh, yeah. Solid right. I got the same idea here. I'm gonna shape this up. Actually, what I want to do is let me just connect these, make things a little bit easier, smooth it in a little bit. There we go. So it's not like completely. And then we can go ahead and add a couple more loops as we work on this to get the shape right. Get that chubby shape going here. Backs. Back bow as well. Flatten that a little bit there. Smooth this out a little bit. Back here. Reshape that. That rough shape there. I also want to expand these out a little bit. The shoulder, like, cut, maybe with it. Maybe not yet. Okay, let's go ahead and shape the shoulders as well. Part did not really. Yeah, that's the shoulder. Shoulder shape. Scale up the 0 here. SX0. So it's a bit more even. And with this. There we go. And then we'll just kind of widen this as well. Opening his shoulder probably closer to here actually. Unfortunately, it's a lot of just adjusting and stuff, but it gets easier. And let's see, just in preparation for that. Okay, so now we have this hole which we can use now. So we can go ahead and use this. It's only 4 though. What resolution? Just go with it. Extrude it out a little bit. Extrude. Let's go ahead. Scale this up a little bit. I just want to also make sure the arms scaled well here. Not sure what I did wrong. Usually I have like a cut here or something. Because I don't want to make a whole cut here. I think. Oh. Okay. What it is then? Hmm. And then now we can make the legs. I'm actually going to kind of shape this with the belly up here this way. Make it more in line with this shape. In this case, yes, put that around. And what we got to do, make sure we have line this up to the belly. Okay, so now we just have to get the legs to really. Actually, what I'll do is I'll extrude this down a little bit. I like where the crotch is. Check this out a little bit. And bang. And I'm gonna make the crotch part. Let's see, we got a total of 10 edges here. Let's go ahead and line up. There should be 1, 2, so we should fill in the faces here. But it looks like we might have be a bit uneven. Let me try to line this up. Okay, yeah, that works. Okay. Let's see, here's 1, 1 to 1, 1 to 1, 1 to 1. Got this here. And be total possible. Sure, we're lined up again. That. Disable clipping for a sec. Where it was. Crouch down a little bit, so like that. Shape this. Back in here a little bit. Line this up. Yep. Align these two together. Right side also, just make sure we're lined up as well. This be like an S. Or Y0, right? Y0. I like to just kind of have this aligned because what happens is if you extrude the legs from here, it's going to be like in an uneven shape and it becomes pretty difficult to deal with. If you like after the fact, so it's just easier to just get it to work here. Go ahead and then I can extrude down. Let's extrude down a little bit like this and flatten. And then I can kind of move the crouch part. Same thing, go down there all the way to the bottom foot. A little bit. Here. Do it to here. Okay, well, the knees are over here, so we want to like that as well. So we get kind of a right shape. Y. Put this in here. Move this up. Half part out. Do like one more kind of up here. Forward. How are we looking? All right. Belly. Adjustments here. But it's gonna be bit. We'll fix that. Fix that later when we make it butt. Actually edge crease where his belly is. You can make it hang a little bit as well. Might actually make it a bit thinner than this as well. Yeah, that won't work. All right. Okay. Kind of gonna make one more just loop cut here. I think I need it for the butt area. adjusting at this point. And then, yeah, for the butt area, just bring this up a bit. I want to give him some cheeks. Do something like this. Set tool. That. Scale it like that. There we go. Cheeks. And we'll go ahead and also edge crease. I want to remove the edge crease here. Neck. Cheeks. Alright. I also gotta move this a little bit else. Oh. Move. Legs a little bit wider as well. Alright, and there's our fat guy. Yeah. I'm just gonna kind of make some more tweaks. Yeah, so something's a little bit off right here, though. I should have. I'm gonna just add another edge loop right here. Go ahead and make this the shoulder. There we go. That right. That seems a little off here. Let's put the bend. I also need that, so I don't want the 8 coups. Let's go ahead and do the knee first. Okay, just go ahead and B, bevel it. Let's control B. Go. Edge loop here. Select these spaces. Set them a little bit. Actually, the whole thing. That's make it a little bit. Use the knife tool. Dissolve. Hello, welcome. Yep, like in a game character. Okay. Yeah, of course. Yeah, the body joint one got quite a bit of views, so I'm glad people found that helpful. Right now, I'm just making a body. I actually wanna look here a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna remove there. And let's see. I have to make some further adjustments. Let's see. This one is actually a original character I'm going to have for a game. Um, yeah, it's just an original character, and I'm going to use him for my game. He's been on the chubbier side, as you can tell, but that's actually intentional. I'm still working through it. I'll go in the sculpt mode. We'll just kind of make some adjustments here. I'll make it really just a tiny bit smaller as well. Thank you. Thanks for hopping on. A little bit better. Yeah, that works. Gotta add more resolution to the arm. So I'm actually just going to delete the arm for now and good. This one's a bit different than the other character I've been doing because the other character was in A pose and this one's in a T pose. I actually want to add a bit more resolution here, so let's go ahead and do that. And so go ahead and cut this here. A little bit hard to see. But just do I'm not sure exactly how this messed up, but I'll do it this way. It's not that world. God, we need that this way as well. I would do this here. What I'll do is I'll just do a It's a bit imperfect, but that's fine. It's where the shoulder would be. Actually, it's shoulder on the right. Exactly correct. So we'll sit there. This. Finish. Here. Get a bit rounder. That's good. That. Right. actually like redo this something. Move down, kind of extrude this way. Just kind of scale it down like that. Oops. Actually, extrude this out a little bit here. We want the shoulder part to bend, so like that kind of being like right here. We want it to probably be up here. Extrude this down just a bit. Kind of weird. Here. Yeah, just kind of scale up the arms a tiny bit. Like that. All right. That's a little bit better. I'll have to figure out a little bit about where I went wrong here. Because I want to make, I think we want the bend to be basically on this loop right here. I could do actually, it's just kind of do it this way instead. Have the bend here. Do slips. Actually, you know what? We'll do a shoulder like that. Shoulder this way. All right. And then kind of extended the shoulder here. We can probably just leave this as I want. Like this. Right. Do some of these lines. Yeah. The shoulders got a little bit weird here because this is a T pose. No guarantee this is going to work. Expected. But we'll see. I just still got something weird here. That's got a little bit of something here. Actually, this doesn't look all that bad. We got this looks like it still functionally works. Yeah, I think we'll be alright. And I want to measure this to the actual arm length. The arm, not the size of the hoodie. That's better. And then just for like the man boobs, I guess you can call it, I'll just do an inset here and then we'll just kind of like drag it down a little bit. And we'll just kind of oops, let me just smooth this a little bit. There we go. So maybe why don't we connect to where the joint is here? So drag it out a little bit like that. There we go, that looks pretty good. All right. I had a reference for a minute. Kind of got like a chubby looking dude here. It's a little strange. But now we can make some adjustments in sculpt mode. Just move that a little bit. And like flip that a little bit. So yeah, this part, I want to actually adjust this part. It's get a little bit awkward. This. And get out a little bit. A bit as well. Now the ledge should be slightly better. Yeah, still got a little bit messed up. Okay. This one. Shape the back a little bit as well. Better. Back a little bit better. We want a dent on the back here. Okay, we want a bit more dented, and then we can just take this out a little bit as well. Right there. A bit better. The belly out a little bit. Bottom. Just making that like that. All right. We got like a semblance of a body here. Far from perfect, but it's something. Um, so this is where I'm going to end the stream for tonight. We can pick this up the next time I stream. I'm going to try to stream more frequently. Um, because worst case scenario, it's just me working on stuff, and people are willing to just jump in when they feel like it. So yeah. So thank you everybody for joining, and please leave comments if you have questions on anything. And the way I kind of want to keep these streams is just feel free to pop in and ask questions, or just be part of the community. So thank you all for joining tonight, and I will see you next time.